Hey everyone, good morning. First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. I'll try to make this one a little bit quicker this morning as we do an update on Florence. A lot of things people are seeing online about the storm weakening, I think, are giving people false sense of security with this storm, and I'm going to show you why. Because even though the storm has weakened from an intensity standpoint in the middle, the wind doesn't really change the overall impact. So let's first focus on the storm where it is right now. Still off the coast of North Carolina. You can see it's now making that churn to the west. And we'll have to see if it makes any jaunt to the southwest, but you can clearly see it is slowed down. It was hauling for about 17 miles an hour, and it's certainly slowed down to, I'd say, maybe 10 to 8, 9 miles per hour. It's certainly starting to see that slowdown, but the outflow is still very well intact. Just because we don't see an eye doesn't mean there's one out there. It just means it's covered by some high clouds right now. So let me show you the updated storm track, and there will be a new one coming up here at 11, but it's not going to change much, I can tell you that. You could see it moving towards the west and then moving towards Columbia and up through here. The important part of this graphic, which I like, is showing you how wide the storm is. The wind field is huge. Even though the center winds have gone down to 110 miles per hour, the outer bands of the wind have actually expanded. So the wind field has gotten bigger. So the storm, from a size standpoint, has actually gotten larger. And that's important for a couple of reasons, because now it's able to push more water. It's got if you think of like a bulldozer that has a bigger blade, or a bigger snowplow that has a bigger blade to push snow, the bigger it gets, the more water it can push towards the coast. So that intensity drop actually does not do anything for storm surge. It makes the surge actually worse, believe it or not. You think about nor'easters or like a Sandy or weakened tropical systems on the East Coast. Sandy wasn't even a hurricane, and it caused record storm surge in New Jersey. So don't get caught up in the naming of this and the intensity and what category it is. It's a dangerous storm because of the impacts it's going to cause, not because of the name we give it. So really focus on those impacts. And the thing to be watching as well is that wind field. Now, it is going to weaken, that wind field, as it pushes to the west. I'll show you over time how the wind field will get smaller and weaker, but it will bring these strong winds all the way maybe to Columbia and pretty close to Charlotte, believe it or not. So that's a good view of the winds as they move inland. Now let's talk about the rainfall. So let's look really quickly at the futurecast rainfall. So this is a look at future radar. I'm going to kind of tilt the map a little bit so it's easier to see. And we'll go into time here. So this is this afternoon into this evening. Landfall will probably be sometime overnight tonight, right around 2 a.m. You can see the timeline up in the corner there, 2:30 something in the morning. So notice no rain in Charlotte. That's the thing about Charlotte in western North Carolina. This is not going to be a big deal tonight and for tomorrow most of the day. This is going to be a weekend event. So watch as we go through time. Tomorrow the rain starts getting closer. In Charlotte, we might start to see some outer bands late tomorrow afternoon, but I really think it's going to be tomorrow night as we go into early Saturday when we start to see the heavy rain bands. So this is Saturday morning. The rain starts to move in, and the thing I'm going to watch for is there's going to be heavy rain bands forming on this side that are going to rotate in. Wherever this sets up in here, this is going to be a huge area of heavy rain that will eventually rotate into the Charlotte area. So let's go through time. And this is 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and you can see some heavy rain bands sitting right over Charlotte down to the coast. So this area in particular, with the current track, would mean significant rainfall in the Charlotte area. All right, so here's a look at the rainfall forecast as of right now, and I showed the wide view first. You can see the crazy amounts in the southeastern part of the state, up to 30 inches. But look at the totals back into the Charlotte area, and I'll go in closer just to show you. So for everybody, this is Charlotte right here. This is Hickory. This is Boone. This is out towards Rockingham. And then Raleigh is right here. So you can see the amounts. Just look at that for a second. 10, 12 inches of rain. Now, this is over the next 7 days between now and Thursday morning, but most of this is going to fall between now and Tuesday. Look at those amounts. Now, wind speed-wise, let's take a look at the wind speeds across the state. You can see the strongest winds will be confined to coastal sections, but even back here, we've got 35, maybe 40 mile an hour gusts. You combine that wind with this rain, you will still get trees to come down. So as far as the timing is concerned, remember, this is going to be a delay timing for our area. It's going to hit the coast tonight and tomorrow, but for inland areas, this really starts this weekend with the impacts. So as far as those impacts, a lot has not really changed, and I will update these constantly, and I'll post them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll do them in my vlogs here, but you get a really good idea of the impacts for the Charlotte area. Flooding is our biggest concern, but down trees. And as far as timing is concerned, notice today I don't expect anything to happen. And most of tomorrow, nothing happens until we get close to that Friday night, Saturday morning time frame. And notice the worst weather, Saturday, Sunday into early Monday, as far as the flash flood threat, a possible tornado threat, and possible down power lines. The high wind threat never really goes much above our scale up here, which is really important. The lowest scale, which is almost nothing, is there. Off the charts is here. We're going to see a lot of impacts right there around that red area Saturday into Sunday. So I will continue to post updates on this storm as it gets closer to the coast today and tonight. The thing is, don't let your guard down as you start hearing about landfall and you think nothing's happening where I am. It's because it hasn't gotten there yet. Everybody will see rain, but the majority of us inland will not see those impacts until this upcoming weekend.